In 1989, a man went on television and said he had reverse-engineered alien technology inside a secret government facility. They erased his employment records. They erased his education history. They tried to erase him entirely. 36 years later, key parts of what he said have been confirmed by science, by government admissions, and by documents that did not exist when he first spoke. His name is Bob Lazar, and by the end of this episode, you will need to decide for yourself, is he the most elaborate liar in modern history, or is he the man who told the truth too early? Tell me in the comments. In November 1989, Robert Scott Lazar sat down for an interview with investigative journalist George Knapp at KLAS-TV in Las Vegas. Speaking under a pseudonym at first, then under his real name, Lazar made a series of claims that would define the UFO conversation for the next 3 decades. He said he had been employed at a facility called S4, located near Papoose Lake, south of the Groom Lake installation, commonly known as Area 51. He said the facility housed 9 extraterrestrial craft. He said his job was to reverse engineer the propulsion system of one of them, and he said the technology operated on a principle that mainstream physics had not yet discovered: the manipulation of gravity through an element that, at the time, did not officially exist. This story has been attacked, ridiculed, and investigated more thoroughly than almost any claim in UFO history. But here is what makes Bob Lazar difficult to dismiss. Key elements of his testimony, elements that were mocked or considered impossible in 1989, have since been confirmed. Lazar described the propulsion system as operating on element 115, moscovium. In 1989, element 115 had not been synthesized. It existed only as a theoretical prediction. Critics used this to discredit his claims. In 2003, a team of Russian and American scientists successfully synthesized element 115. Its properties are still being studied, but its existence is no longer theoretical. Lazar described the location of S4 near Papoose Lake with specific geographic detail. In 1989, the United States government denied that the Groom Lake facility, Area 51, even existed. It was not until 2013 that the CIA officially acknowledged the base, following a Freedom of Information Act request. The area Lazar described has since been identified on satellite imagery, and restricted airspace designations match his descriptions. Lazar claimed that his educational records had been erased, that his employment at Los Alamos National Laboratory and his degrees from MIT and Caltech had been scrubbed from institutional records. His critics called this proof that he was fabricating his background. But George Knapp found Lazar's name in a Los Alamos National Laboratory phone directory from the relevant period. A Los Alamos scientist confirmed in a recorded interview that Lazar had worked there. His name was in the directory. His employment was real. The question is not whether he worked there, but why the records were removed. Let us be precise about what Lazar has claimed and what he has not. Lazar has never claimed to understand the full physics of how the craft operated. He has stated consistently that he was given limited access, shown enough to do his specific job, but not enough to understand the complete picture. He has described this compartmentalization as deliberate and frustrating. He described the interior of the craft he worked on, which he referred to as the sport model, as having no visible seams, no sharp edges, and surfaces that appeared to be molded from a single material. The seats inside were too small for adult humans. The reactor at the center of the craft was approximately the size of a basketball and produced a gravitational field that could be amplified and directed. Lazar stated that the briefing documents he was shown, which he was not permitted to keep, referenced the craft as originating from the Zeta Reticuli star system, the same star system identified by Marjorie Fish in her analysis of Betty Hill's star map. Lazar has maintained that he does not know whether the documents were accurate or whether they were deliberate disinformation designed to test his reaction. His personal life has been used against him. His involvement in a prostitution ring case in 1990, his bankruptcy filings, his multiple marriages, all have been cited as reasons to question his character. Lazar has never disputed these facts. He has also pointed out that none of them have any bearing on whether his professional claims are true. In 2018, filmmaker Jeremy Corbell released the documentary Bob Lazar, Area 51 and flying saucers. During promotion for the film, Lazar's home and business were raided by the FBI. The raid was officially related to a separate matter involving the sale of potentially hazardous materials. Lazar and his supporters have questioned the timing. The FBI has not commented on whether the raid was connected to his public statements about S4. After the raid, Lazar gave a rare extended interview. His account had not changed. In over 30 years of public scrutiny, his core claims have remained consistent. He has not embellished. He has not expanded his story to match new revelations. He has not sought fame or fortune. He has, by all accounts, tried to move on with his life, while repeatedly being pulled back into the conversation. What makes Lazar uniquely important is not whether every element of his story is verifiable. It is that the elements which can be checked have consistently held up. Element 115 exists. The facility exists. His employment at Los Alamos has been confirmed. The government denied, then admitted, then classified everything around the location he described. They tried to erase Bob Lazar. They removed his records. They denied his employment. They denied the facility he described even existed. And one by one, the things they denied have turned out to be real. So I'll ask you again, is he lying? Or did he just tell the truth before the world was ready to hear it? Let me know in the comments. I read every single one. Subscribe now and follow the evidence.